All right, Miss Ricks, how are you?
I'm excellent. How you doing?
I'm smooth. I'm smooth. I got an article for us today to discuss.
Okay, bring
Love,
it.
love or money? What's more important and why?
Love or money?
Love or money? What's more important and why?
Um,
Go ahead, tell me something before we
so
get to talking. I
I
mean,
I
before I get to
can't
reading.
say that either is more important because we need both of those things to survive. We
Okay.
need both of those things to survive. Like you cannot live. I mean, if you live in a remote area and you lived off the land and you were not affected by any of the Western ways of living, then yeah, of course you could live without money, but
Right. But with
it's not
capitalism, you
realistic.
need money.
Yeah, we need. I mean, it's the way of the world. We spend money while we sleeping. We you
Yeah.
can't get around it. And if you live in a life, if you in a relationship devoid of love, something's wrong with you. If you stand in that
Mm,
kind of relationship,
okay.
I mean, like for real,
No, no,
Sherrod.
no, no.
What
You
is
are
the point of having
1,000%
any
right.
relationship
Hmm.
that does not involve love? Any relationship.
And yet, a lot of folks are out here trying to live off love. Are you
I,
familiar with the value system?
the value system?
Yes.
No, enlighten me,
Well, the
Sherrod.
value
What is the
system
value
is
system?
is is it's a list of things that's supposed to be like most important in life, right? And right now, experts are saying that it's inverted. So the number one thing, instead of being health or love or any of those healthy things for us to live, money is
Hmm.
number one. So the actual
Money?
thing is inverted now. I'll send you something later on about it. It's a crazy concept in which people are picking love. I mean, money over love all day long.
Really?
Yes,
I
and like you
can't do it.
said, both are important, but
Both are important.
it depends on. I think. I mean, if you're a single person and you don't want a relationship, I guess chasing money would be the best thing for you. But if you want a relationship and you want to be, you know, I think you need to have love in a relationship, but you also have to make money because you need a house, you need clothes, you need all of
Hmm.
these bare essentials, at least just to have a place to stay or be warm, eat, and all this good stuff. But how much of each do we actually need and which one is important as it pertains to a relationship?
So, are we talking about romantic relationships like boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife kind of, or, husband, husband, wife, wife kind of relationship?
Well, let's talk about marriage. Just talk about because in the
Okay.
marriage part, because you know, of course, obviously, I look at fake book a lot,
Hmm.
and all I hear is now, some folks say, "Hey, I've done the love thing. Now the next time I marry, it will be for strictly money."
I got a real issue with that, Sharad,
Hmm.
because I cannot do anything just for money.
Mm.
Like it can't be just for money. Now, money can be a perk, it can be an added benefit,
Hmm.
but to do it just for money, for me, that is not
Hmm.
something I can do because I got to like you. I do. I got to
Thank
at
you.
least like you in order for it to entertain you in any way. I have, and I've also this week discovered this about myself,
Okay.
or period.
Okay.
No matter how much you want to like somebody, there is nothing that you can do to make yourself like somebody. So let's say that I made an arrangement with a man. We gonna get married. He understands that I don't like him like he likes me, or I'm not in love with him, but we have an arrangement.
Okay.
He gonna give me all the money and he just want me on his arm for whatever.
Okay.
I wouldn't be able to do that because I would be miserable. because I can't be in the company of somebody that I'm not attracted to or that I don't like in a certain way. And I most definitely cannot live with you. But there's a caveat.
Okay.
If we just have an arrangement, a business arrangement, then I could do it. With
Okay.
the understanding that we're not in a real relationship, we're in a relationship in name only,
Okay.
just for document purposes. I don't know what reason people will have for doing this, but for me, there can't be any romantic involvement.
Ooh.
There would just have to be, we just have to, it would
Right.
be a business
Right. Right.
arrangement. If we
Man.
lived in the same house, I would have my own room. You would have your own room. I would have my own life, and you would have your own life. We would be this couple in name only. It would be an arrangement. We wouldn't touch each other.
Mm.
I mean, we of course we would be cool. We would be
Right. Right.
friends,
Right. Right.
but it would be strictly business. There's no,
Transactional.
yeah, it would be a utilitarian relationship.
Ooh.
We are not having being involved romantically or any kind of way. We're not touching each other. We're not hugging. We're not kissing.
I said we just
We're
talked
not
about
doing
sexless relationships. We just
that's
talked about.
and I'm not gonna be in no sexist relationship though.
Right.
This is just a transactional relationship with me and my husband, but I'm gonna be having sex with somebody else because I'm gonna have a
Mm.
relationship with someone else. Me and you, if it's just for money, if it's just for business, for whatever reason, let's say maybe you need a green card and you willing to pay me, then that's it. That's all we doing. Is we're gonna conduct this transaction between the two of us. We're gonna try to trick Homeland Security as best we can, and that's it. But there's no way I can be involved with a man who I know who likes me or is in love with me, and I don't love them, and I just strictly want them for money. And plus, like I could never be a sack chaser or anything or a gold digger
Hold on. Wait a
because
minute. I was told those things don't exist.
come on now, yes they do. You know they do. You know some of them. Ain't no way because there are certain things that you have to do in order
Okay.
to receive certain things.
Mm-hmm.
You got to suck and fuck. I'm not doing that to somebody I don't like.
Right.
I can't do it, and I can't pretend. Like I can't pretend that you're the love of my life. I can't pretend that you're the shit. I can't do it.
Right.
Money doesn't make people suddenly okay. It doesn't make them acceptable. It doesn't make them more lovable. It doesn't turn an asshole into a not
But you know
asshole.
what? It sometimes make people more tolerable. You know what I'm saying? You can tolerate them more because of the assets they may have, the connections. You know, if you like you said, if it's strictly transactional, in which a
Mm,
lot of people seem to be moving in that direction, and I think it's a dangerous move, to be totally honest with you. Now, as I've gotten older, I find myself that when I look at a lot of women out here, yeah, they look good, but all that glitters is definitely not gold. And I
mm-hmm,
have to have something more than a fat butt, nice breast, pretty face, you know,
mm-hmm.
because when you can only spend a certain amount of time in the bedroom, right?
Exactly.
And
Yes.
if we can't hold a deep conversation, a funny conversation, a bullshit conversation, I want to be able to talk about shit that don't even matter. It's just dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But we, you know, and
You're
I
right.
want, you know, the kind of relationships, it seems like no matter how down she is or I am, we
Mm-hmm.
can look at each other and say, you know what, we got each other back. You know, it's not
Right.
one of those things where, well, shit, I ain't got no money. I guess I won't see her this week. You know, so I understand more as I've gotten older the true meaning of what loving somebody is and having someone love you right back. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
not naive into thinking that love will feed you. But what
Mm-hmm.
love will do is make sure that we won't go hungry though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I know you know what I'm talking about. You know,
I
because
do.
when y'all love one another, it's like, you know what? Okay, babe, this is what we gonna do. We gonna
Mm-hmm.
Flex and Shanice.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about they were broke.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know anything about that though.
Mm-mm.
You know, that didn't come out. He broke. He she. No, we kept it in house, and whatever issues we got, we gonna keep it in house, and we gonna work together. And when
because they had a solid foundation
hmm
too. And I say it all the time. It's not us against each other, it's us against the problem.
hmm
So if we don't have any money, that's us against the money problem. Let's together figure out how to fix it.
right,
Like, I'm not going to be mad at my husband. Let's say my husband loses his job.
okay,
I'm not going to be mad at my husband. It's if I love him and we have a foundation of love and partnership, then it's time for me to buckle down. Like, oh, okay, we in a tight. That's when you step up.
right.
In my opinion, what what I'm gonna do? We in this together. So if he ain't got it, then I should be able to have it, or
Mm.
you know, contribute in some kind of way. I'm not instead gonna look at my man like you a sorry ass nigga because you done lost your job, and I'm not doing that. Or let's say my husband gets depressed and has a bout of depression and can't go to work or something. I'm not I'm not condemning my husband for it because we married. We're in a marriage.
Right.
I'm not condemning my husband for things that could possibly transpire or take place within our marriage. Oh, you got depression? It's me and you against the depression.
Right.
Let's try to work out some strategies to help you not be depressed. But we not gonna let this whole thing go to shit because the problem done showed up. We about to tackle this motherfucking problem.
And
And so it is with money.
what I'm understanding with a lot of men that's out here now, the reason why they're living such a stressful life is simply because they think they need to do all these things or they're less than. And
Hmm.
it's a trust me, it's a beautiful thing if you can handle everything. But in
Hmm.
this today's world, in the world we live in today, you got people that look rich and are struggling, you know.
Hmm.
And I looked at this percentage. It's a high percentage of people that's six figures and above that's living check to check, literally, because
Hmm.
they're fiscally irresponsible and they're trying to prove to people I got money. So,
Hmm.
you know, when men say to other men, well, if you're not paying all this, you're not a man. It's like, bro, y'all gotta back that up because that thinking is not healthy, and it's not healthy because, like you said, what if that man is working, then all of a sudden the industry he's in takes a hit,
Hmm.
he's no longer working. So
Hmm.
does he lose his manhood then? Because he was at 250,000, now he's at 50. So did that 200,000, destroy his manhood that he just lost? And I say no, because
No.
he's still a man, you know.
Yeah.
And as long as this man is still fighting, he's still trying to do whatever, you know
You're
that
welcome.
that's why I look at that whole 50-50 concept. That 50-50
Hmm.
concept is not financial. That 50-50 concept is based on that house and that relationship. That
Hmm.
50-50 means I'm putting something into it, you're putting something into it. What it is what we've determined, not what everybody else determines. It's what we
Hmm.
have determined, our
Right.
50-50. But it's actually 100-100, you
Hmm.
know, and we going to put it all in. And for someone to tell me that money is their way of loving someone,
Hmm.
that's a major red flag for me and should be for anybody else that's dealing with them. It's like, hold on,
Yeah.
wait. So you don't love me for who I am, you love me for what I could do.
And that sucks. That sucks because what if the dollar crashes?
Oh, like it is.
Like it is. Like what if the dollar crashes, then what? So I had a student, this was in 2020 when we were online,
Hmm.
and he told me, I was asking them some kind of question, and he said money was his God. And I was like, so you're saying that you worship money? And he said, yeah. He didn't have
Wow.
And this what they were seniors. He was what 17. He meant it. He said it twice. Money is my God. I worship money. I love money. And I'm like, so if it's not money, does it hold value to you? He said, no. I said, well, what about people? He said, if they got money. I said, well, what if they're an asshole or a jerk? This they got money though. But I find that people who don't have money, people in the hood, people who are poor and impoverished, because it's not within their reach, they want it
And
and they worship it.
they're poor spiritually too as well.
They're poor spiritually, yes. If all you have is money, you poor as hell.
Hmm.
And also, it's I blame social media because that's basically what we're doing. We're glorifying these things, and things are paid for and bought with money. So they figure, and they look on the social media and not even realizing that none of this shit is real. The entertainers, entertainers that they see, they at work every time, and I be trying to tell these fools, every time you see them, they at work.
Yep.
Them clothes and stuff they have on, they are at work for
They
those companies. They're promoting for those companies so you
they
can go broke buying that
so they
shit.
can influence you.
And so they can influence you to buy it. They getting the shit for free, but they so they can wear they're being paid
Hmm.
to advertise Dolce and Gabbana, Balenciaga, all the shit, so that you, with your broke ass, can go and buy it or rob somebody to get it or do whatever it is that you feel like you need to do to get the shit.
Right.
And it all of it, it means nothing. It has no substance. Because the money, the dollar could crash tomorrow. It could all burn up and go away. Then what? What do you have? And that's the thing with relationships. Okay, so you take the money piece out of it. When you take the money piece out of it, what do you have?
Well, a lot of
What?
people found out during COVID what they have.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, we got to be stuck here all day with one another,
With one
and
another.
I don't like you.
And,
You.
and some people realized during COVID that they didn't like their spouse.
Hmm.
Because we both going to work every day. We're spending very little time together.
We're
We go to
passing
work.
ships in the night.
Yeah, yep. And then suddenly we got to be here together 24 hours a day. I don't like your ass
Yeah.
at all.
Hey man, here's a funny story. During that time, I literally pulled up to Meyer on 8 Mile in Woodward, right?
Mm.
Man, that joint was like a hotel. I was seeing women and men pull up in cars, right? Getting out and getting out separate car. Well, get out, get in the car. And it was like a little hotel. And I
And
was
they was
like,
meeting up in the parking
and
lot.
it was meeting up in the parking lot, getting it in,
What?
getting it in. I said, man,
Heck
this
you,
joint is
no.
nuts. Yeah,
That's crazy.
but
That's crazy. But I don't think that. I think that unless this is the express plan to date or be in a relationship strictly for money, if this is not something that we have talked about like as teammates,
right.
if it's not a utilitarian relationship, if it's not a transactional relationship that we have agreed upon, those types of relationships are not sustainable. You cannot be married to a person for what we want to think is forever based upon the fact that they have money and it be a good relationship. Now, if y'all both toxic and y'all cool with the toxicity of that kind of
Right.
compromise, then that's on you. But I can't be in a toxic environment.
No, no.
Once I discover that it's toxic, I'm trying to figure out a way to get out. Like for real. No amount of money can make me stay. Cause Sherrod, for me, peace is paramount.
Mm.
So if I don't have peace in my relationship, if I got a transactional relationship, the shit is toxic. I'm only there because I like this man's money. I won't be there for long. Not me.
And you shouldn't
But
be.
but there are some people who live their lives based on that. Like we see them on them little crime shows and stuff. There are people who seek out, both men and women, who seek out other people for financial benefit, for financial gain, and will go so far as to marry these people for money, and will live with them and do whatever it is that they need to do to stay with that person for
Yep.
the money.
Yep.
You have to be a sociopath to do that, though,
And the Bible
because you
even
have to act.
the Bible even says, "For what shall it profit a man or woman if he or she gains the whole world and loses their own soul?" You know,
Right.
so
Yeah.
and like you said, I have to sit here and pretend.
Pretend.
I
Who
gotta
can do that?
I gotta
A
play my game.
sociopath can do that.
Yeah. And
You
and
would
think
have
nothing of
to
it.
be.
Yeah.
Yes. You would have to be a sociopath. You would have to have some type of psychological issue in
Mm.
order to spend the rest of your marriage pretending.
You
You
know,
gotta wake up and put on a smiley face when you don't like this person that you laying there. I can't lay next to a person that I don't like, Sherrod.
I
I
mean,
can't do it.
because you're actually sleeping next to a stranger.
You're sleeping next to a stranger, and they are sleeping next to a stranger because they have no idea
Right.
that you, well, they might have some idea,
Yeah,
but
about
then
to say,
there are
yeah.
some people who are okay with you pretending. I had a man in my life who understood that I didn't like him in the way that he liked me,
Oh wow.
but he still he presented me with a proposition. He was like, "We're getting older. I can help you out.
He tried to
You can help
jagged edge
me
you.
out."
He's like, we ain't getting no younger. So
Literally, he did try to jagged edge me. That's a good one. He did. He was like, I can help you out. You can help me out. So that meant he could pay all the bills. He said literally out of his mouth, I will come home and give you my check every Friday. I will buy you a house.
oh,
I will
okay.
do whatever it is that you want me to do. We just help each other out. So that meant he gonna pay all the bills and I got to suck and fuck, basically, and cook and clean.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to do that with somebody I don't like. I
But guess
can't
what?
even imagine it.
There's a lot of women that will though. That's why he made the proposition in the first place, because a lot of
Yes.
women are it with that transactional state of mind. Like, hey, you give me money, I give you my body. And I think that's such an unfair trade to both, to be totally honest
It,
with you.
it is an unfair trade because I believe myself to be more valuable
Mm.
than any amount of money that you could give me on a Friday.
See,
And secondly, you don't want somebody you don't want somebody to love you. Like for real, you don't want somebody to love you. You okay when knowing I don't love you and then giving me your check on Friday. You're okay with that.
you you
So, what do you do when you need love though?
you know
What
what
are you then going to do when you need love?
I think people have allowed themselves to be burned to the point where they think love is their enemy when in actuality it was their choices and people that's their enemy. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I've heard where, you know, love hurts. Love don't hurt. Actually,
No,
it
that's not
doesn't.
love
It don't love doesn't hurt at all.
at all.
It's you
It's the
fools that
opposite
miss
of love.
yeah. Love is
Yeah.
is is healing.
Hmm.
It's fulfilling.
Yeah.
Love will take you places where money will
It will
never
never take
take
you.
you. But
Yes.
that's when you have true love though.
Hmm.
When you love, I believe when you love unconditionally, you find a way to get whatever done that needs to be done with your partner. It's like, yo,
Hmm.
we Bonnie and Clyde. We're this team. We're this dynamic duo together. That hey, okay, I got $10. You got none. No, we got 5 and 5 now.
We got $10. We
We
got
got 10.
$10.
And you know
Yes.
what? And we gonna spend this $10 on whatever we need or whoever needs it. That's how we
Yes.
operate. And
Yes.
when I hear people down talk what love is, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I heard a young lady say, hey, we give up in marriage, we give up our youth, our bodies, our our where our titties sag and all this other stuff. And then she says, and then we raise y'all children. I'm like, well, if you feel that way, I said, hold on. For one, I said, that's our children.
Mhm.
Because
Right.
if I wanted you to get out, you taking the kids with you. So let's not go there. And it's not like I get younger as we're together. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
if we both, hell, if I worked out as a 20-year-old man and didn't do anything as we got older, I'm going to lose that physique I had. My
Hmm.
knees are going to hurt when I stand up. So we're
Hmm.
both getting older together. So why can't we get older together and get better, or at least maintain one another while we're getting
Right.
older? You know,
Yes.
we enter into relationships with a loser mindset from the get.
Yes. Yes. I know a couple, and they are like couple goals for real.
Okay.
They they have a perfect balance, a relationship balance. Um, they subscribe to traditional gender roles sometimes, and sometimes they don't.
Okay.
They communicate openly and effectively with one another. Every single thing they do as a team, whether it's business or pleasure. They work out together every single day. And when one doesn't feel like it, the other one is there to push them, like, nope, come on, let's do it. It's only a few
So
minutes
they
out
got
our day. We
Livy
got the rest of the
accountability
day.
coach.
Yeah, they got an accountability partner. They have fun together, and that's all I want. And the guy is super paid, like the wife does. Neither one of them work anymore. She never worked. The the guy in the relationship was the primary breadwinner, and he made a lot of money, and it's to the point now where they're able to live comfortably in their retirement, and they retired relatively young in their 40s.
Mm.
um and so now they live out of the country. They could get up and move anywhere they wanted to in the world. They opted to move to some Caribbean island just because, and they still maintain their partnership. Like, she is an equal partner in the relationship, even though she wasn't the breadwinner. Like, it's no, I bring in the money, so you listen to me, woman. It's none of that. They submit to each other. They listen to each other. They converse regularly. So all of the things, like, they are to me the prototype of an awesome relationship. They are
Okay.
what I strive for in
Okay.
a relationship, because he doesn't make her feel any kind of way about not, contributing financially, because she contributes in other ways. And she doesn't make him feel any kind of way, about not doing the things that she does, because they each have their role.
Right.
So in situations like that, there's love and money involved. But love is the primary component in their relationship. Money just makes it all good. Money just makes it all right. But it's the love piece for me and for them that's the most important thing. It's the love and respect for each other. And then the money helps, because shit,
That's
I
that's
would love
that's
it
the
if I could
icing on the cake
retire.
right there.
Yeah, that's icing on the cake. So I think that, money is a superficial way to look at living, because if we weren't living in North America, if capitalism was never invented, we wouldn't even
Mm.
know what the shit is. And then what would we have to fall
Well,
back on?
remember, wealth has changed throughout history. It used to be land, cattle. It was all
Yeah.
types of different things. It was how big your family was in some cultures,
Hmm.
and like you said, money is one of those things that it's a made up thing. Like our money
Hmm.
isn't even backed by a gold system. So basically, our dollar, if everybody around the world decided not to use the US dollar, which a lot of countries are talking about doing, you
Now,
know,
yeah.
now, then what do you have? Then you don't even know how to team up with somebody if it was necessary to
Hmm.
actually make some things happen for yourself. You know,
Hmm.
when we look at this transactional state of mind that people are in, and it's not the women, because you get, like I said, I hear men out here saying, hey, all the time, well, you got, women are expensive, you know. No, bro, let's be honest. You know, women aren't expensive if that's not the kind of woman you don't want.
Right.
I know too many women that have the natural look, that rock, you know. It's funny when I hear women brag about a bargain on something, like, hold on, wait a minute, well, y'all supposed to be just throwing money out there, just give me that, give me those shoes.
Mm-mm.
No,
No.
man, these women be out here couponing their ass off,
Okay.
and
We love a good sale, honey.
man, let me tell you, look, when I don't mind going on, shopping with a woman, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's intriguing to see how a woman's mind work when she's doing the thing that she loves to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see every time I've done this with different women, I don't see, eh, money is nothing. And they're not broke women, because I know somebody like, well, they broke. No,
Right.
they're not broke. Nah, that's it. No, they're looking like, okay, this is this. Hold on. Hey, boom, 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 boom. Hey, in this 30% off, then can I use this coupon with this 30%? They trying to
Mm-hmm.
pile coupons on to the point where
Yes.
this shit
Yes.
almost
Trying to
free.
stack.
And I'm sitting there like, you can do that shit.
Yeah.
And 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 I,
Yes.
and I and I've watched it. And when a man tells me that women are expensive inherently, no, bruh. It's just that you put yourself out there. So since you put yourself out there, those type of women are using you for what you have. They don't like you for who you are. So
Right. And also, you got to date according to what you can afford though. Like you sound like if women are expensive to you, you dating out of your price range. Like for real. You got to date within your price range, with what you can afford. If you want, cuz I know that there are some expensive women in the world.
oh yeah.
If you can't afford her, that ain't your people. That's not your girl. You need to go lower. Or not saying lower your standards, but
No,
you know
no.
what I mean,
But
like
but you need to date somebody that's compatible with your lifestyle,
with your
or
lifestyle.
and even
Yes.
if you can't afford it, because when I hear people like 50 Cent, LL Cool J, Mike Tyson, all these guys got money, right?
Hmm.
And they're like, dude says, okay, what do you think about spending $300? Oh no, as a matter of fact, Shannon Sharp said it, right? And it's funny. It's like, she was like, she was trying to figure out what goes with lobster on a date. And he
Hmm.
said, shit, condoms. That's what go with lobster. He said, because if you get condoms, I'm getting some. It's like, and he says, and guess what? We never went out again after that. And the and the thing is, I'm hearing wealthy men say, "Yo, I'm not spending $300. Why I got to spend $300 on the first date? We just trying to get to
You're
know
trying to
one
get to
another."
know. And these little lists that they
Oh
got
man.
circulating, it's hilarious to me. But I don't think it has anything to do with groups of men or groups of women.
Hmm.
I think it's individual preference. I don't like Applebee's. Applebee's food is nasty. It comes from a bag. I wouldn't even eat, I wouldn't serve that to homeless people.
Mm.
Like for real. So no, I'm not going to Applebee's. I'm not going to Applebee's on the first date or any date. Don't take me there because I don't
But
like
see
their
what you just
food.
said. You don't like their food. It's not that it's beneath you. It's like, I don't like that
No,
shit.
I
You
don't
know.
like that shit. And like, but what else was on the list?
Man, yeah. Cool. You had
The drive-in or something like that, or going back to his house.
or
No,
walking.
don't
Yeah.
take me to your house on the first date. I don't know you, and this is a safety precaution for me.
Hmm.
No, I'm not going to your house on the first date or the second date. I'm not coming to your house until I know you. So some of these things are like common sense things. It doesn't have anything to do with quality or money or anything like that. It's or that my standards are so high that that's beneath me. It's not that. As a single woman, there are just certain things that I'm not going to do. Also, on the first date, I don't want to meet your people because I don't even know if I like you or not. I
Right.
don't want to have start establishing a relationship with these people and me and you are not going to be together. I don't need that. Like, that's weird. Like, who does that? But I'm also not going to, on the first date, order a fucking whole lobster. And it's not that, oh, I'm trying to check his pockets or I don't think he can afford it. Come on now, let's be reasonable. There are some dates where I might later on down the line order a whole lobster.
Right.
But on the first date, I'm keeping it moderate because I'm not going to order something when I'm out with you that I wouldn't order when I'm out with just me.
Right.
I'm not going to take myself on a date and order a whole lobster or order a $500 meal by myself. But I'm not going to also go on a first date with you and expect you to pay for a $500 meal on the first date.
You,
That's ridiculous to me.
you know what I think right now is that we're rushing the process too much. We should just
Yes.
kick it on the phone for a little while before we even go anywhere. Let's just talk. Let's see if we can have a conversation. You know,
Yes.
you know, if you take money and sex out of the conversation, what do we talk about, right?
What do we? Yeah.
Do we find each other interesting enough that'll fill up some time? And
Yes.
I also looked at this guy said, if you really want to know if you have anything in common with somebody, take a 5 hour road trip with them, because that forces you to talk.
It forces you to talk. Yes,
And
it
if you
does.
find that this person is asleep in the car or silent, it's not for you. You know what I mean?
Now hold on,
Hold
now
on,
Sherrod.
wait a minute, wait a minute. I know what you're gonna say. Now, because trust me, because I'll get in the car and go to sleep on your ass if you put me in the passenger seat.
Right.
I'm done. I'm done.
I'm sleep.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. So there are some things. There are some things I will overlook. Now, if we constantly, if we you and I constantly go somewhere and you have nothing to say to me, saying, and it's like, okay, hold on, wait a minute, such and such and such, and you have no opinion on things, because I talk about everything, porn to politics. Let's talk about it all.
Hmm.
Like I said, I'd like to talk about dumb shit. Hey, you see that lint on the floor? I like to talk about any and
Yes.
everything because,
Me too.
it's like, because it's like,
About dumb
man,
shit all the time.
yeah, it's like, man, let's talk, because I don't want a heavy conversation every time we
Every
speak.
time.
It's like,
Every time.
yeah,
So I was engaged to a righteous brother.
uh oh,
And he would talk to me for hours on end about all the righteous brother stuff.
okay,
And I loved it, but not all the time.
right,
Sometimes I want to talk about bullshit. And sometimes I don't want to talk at all. like for real. But I have to be involved with someone who gives me conversations of substance
right,
more than they give me superficial.
right,
Because there has to be balance. There is too much of a thing that can be, and those too much of those things can be detrimental to a relationship.
hmm,
I don't want to come home and have heavy conversations every single day. I don't want to come home and watch documentaries every single day.
hmm,
Some days I want to come home and laugh and I want to watch our bullshit shows. Some days I want to get in the car and drive and talk about nothing and go to sleep in the passenger seat. But then there are most days when I want to talk about some shit. I want to do big talk, not small talk, big talk,
right.
you know? And that's why I say, like, I could never just date somebody for the money because I need all of those things. For me, everything is about balance. So I got to be able to converse with you. I have to be able to invite you around my family and friends because that's what I use to gauge whether or not I can date somebody. Can I see you in around with my family and friends? Can you converse with me and my family? Because I'm from a family of intellectuals. So, can I see you at my mother's dining room table conversing with me, my mama, my sister, my brother in law, my sister in law? Will you fit there? And if the answer is no, then I automatically know I can't be with you. because I'm a sapiosexual. Number one,
Hmm.
I'm a
Fall
lover
in
of
love with
intelligent people.
intellect, right?
Um, and although I love all the shiny things and I love men with money, I you that can't be your biggest asset though.
Right.
You have to have something more than money because I can get my own money. But from what I want from relationships is the things that I can't do for me. That's what I want from my relationship. What I can't do. I can't make love to myself, not in the way that I want a man to.
Right.
I can't have substantial conversations with myself because I need somebody to bounce ideas off of. I need somebody I can learn from, somebody who can learn from me. So for me, it can never be just about money. Although I will spend the shit out your money
Oh,
if you let me.
now,
I will
and see,
spend your shit.
and this is one of the things I tell young men. It's like, quit trying to impress people, right? And I'm
Hmm.
gonna tell you why you should not try to go out and impress people. Because, see, when you impress folks, that's short for impressions. When people do impressions, they're usually copying someone else. All right.
Hmm.
So why go out and try to be someone else that you're not? If you are your true authentic self as you present it to the world, whoever
Hmm.
likes that kind of person will be drawn to you. You know,
Absolutely.
we're in a rush. We want to rush the process. The process is not a race. It's a process. It's a you got to take your time. It's about patience. It's about understanding. It's about all these things. And what men typically try to do is convince women that would normally not look at them to look at them. They try to
Yep.
convert women's minds over from what they normally would think about a guy like you to something else instead of
Hmm.
trying to connect with somebody that actually likes your
Thank
ass.
you.
If you're a
Yes.
gamer, if you're a gamer or you love cosplay, right?
Hmm.
Why are you talking to a woman that doesn't like video games or cosplay
Or know anything about
or
it.
know
Why?
anything about it unless they have this super open mind about
Hmm.
things? So, only way I can say you try to talk to somebody that's not in your lane is if they're open to somebody like you. But
Hmm.
in this day and time, it seems like an open mind on things like that is a rarity when it comes to certain types of folks. So what I see is, oh, men are still trying to this thing with their eyes. They fall in love with their eyes first. Like, oh man, I want to hit that. Okay.
Hmm.
Once you do, then what? How do you
Then what?
sustain hitting that? You know what I'm saying?
Well, if that's going to be the if that's what your relationship is going to be based on, then you're going to have to keep doing that. I mean, if you don't have nothing else, but that's not sustainable either
No.
because after y'all have sex, then y'all don't talk. After y'all have sex, then what? What do y'all do? So you would have to keep, it would just have to be about sex. And that's not sustainable at all because sex gets old.
And you know what? And like I said, as an older man, I never thought when I was younger that I would be like, man, I want no ass, man. Woo, 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 woo. When you get older, it's like, I mean, it's cool. I love it. Boom. Yeah, it
Hmm.
feels good. But some days it's just like, what's up? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
some
Like,
days you don't feel
what is
like
up?
fucking, Sherrod.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like,
for real.
you
Like,
know,
because you know you can.
and,
You
and,
know you can.
man, and then that's a lot of work, man. You're lifting legs and licking shit and, and sucking on stuff and fingering and contorting your body. I'm 52 years old, man. I'm fucking
And then you
around.
be tired.
Yeah, yeah, and that's during the foreplay. Now I guess actually do it.
Right. Then I got to actually do that. Yeah. And, you need the whole next day to recuperate. It ain't the same no more.
And like I said, you know, I had a conversation or a debate with a young lady about sex, and y'all men always want sex. Y'all men always. I'm like, look, some of y'all don't even fuck enough to even complain about that. So let me put it this way: that's not what we always want. Trust me. Now, if you're willing to give it, a lot of us will take it. But trust me, you got to get in the mood, right?
Yes, you have
You
to get in the
you got to
mood.
get in the mood. And Now we got to get sweaty. Then we gotta, I was like, I done washed up. I done ironed my clothes because I still iron my clothes. I put creases in all my shit, so I don't want my shit on the floor. It's like, nah, we ain't gotta do it right now. I'm good.
Right, right.
We good.
Yes, I mean, yeah,
But it ain't
yeah.
all about sex. It
It's not.
truly is not about sex. And sometimes if I rub on you, that don't mean I want to have sex with you. I like the way you
Mhm.
feel. The booty
Right,
nice, the breast nice, the thigh. I like that shit, right? But
right.
that don't mean we got to get naked and do something.
Yes, I agree.
I
I
just
agree. Well,
I wish some women would just think it's not all about me putting my penis inside your vulva, vagina, whatever the hell you want to call these things nowadays.
mhm.
It's not about that. Some days it's just, hey, let's just sit here and do absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Some days, let's just chill. Let me put my feet on you and let's watch our program.
Let's enjoy the air.
Yes, let's enjoy the air. And the same thing with money. So it's the same thing with money, Sherrod. I don't want your money all the time. We don't have to go out and spend money all the time.
Mm.
You don't have to take me out all the time. Although gift giving is one of my love languages. I love gifts. And I love money and I love
Hmm.
all the shiny things. But that is not the thing that I love more than anything else. That comes with it. We grown. We should be spending money on each other, period.
So it's
But
quality time. Your
quality time and words of affirmation are my primary love languages.
okay.
So if I'm getting that and then you throw in a purse, hey, I'm good. But not a purse because I'm not big on purses. But you get
Yeah,
it.
I mean, but
Just whatever. It could be a knickknack, something that I like. Like I love almond joys. If you go to the store and grab me an almond joy, I would be elated at that, and that would qualify as a gift
Hey,
for me.
and you know what? It's the simplest things that's worth the most because that meant you listened, right?
Yes,
You know, because it's like, hey, you go out of town for me, grab me a T-shirt, man. Let me know where you been. Shoot me a T-shirt. I
yes,
I don't need because the things that I love and that's my vice, like electronics. I love electronics. You
hmm
don't have to go out and buy those things now. Trust me. You get me a nice lens for my camera. You know what I'm saying? You buy
yes.
me a camera, hey, I'm gonna take those things, but it's
That's
not
dope.
required. Hey, simple things. And that's
But paying attention is required.
it is required.
It's
Yeah.
required. That's a requirement. So Sierra had gone on a podcast, the singer Sierra,
Okay.
and she was talking about how she loves the Waffle House and she could eat at the Waffle House every single day. And this was just a random thing she had just said on the podcast. And then for her birthday, her husband rented out an entire Waffle House for her to eat at for her birthday. It was just
Okay.
them two. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I know the average Joe is not gonna rent out Waffle House, but
He can
he
still
just
take you.
happened to catch the podcast and listen to that part, and then took her as a birthday gift. That's the ultimate paying attention for
Hmm.
me. So let's say one of my favorites. I love Mexican street corn. Let's say you was my man and you seen me on the podcast talking about Mexican street corn. And then I come home, I got a whole table full of Mexican street corn. I would love that because not just the fact that you done bought me a table full of street corn, it's the fact that you have paid attention to me
Hmm.
and then you acted on that. That shit is awesome. So it's not the extravagance part of the gift for me.
It's the meaning
It
in it.
is the small
Yep.
big act of paying attention. So, but and getting back to the topic, I just don't feel like in this day and age that you have to be in a relationship just for the money.
No.
Um, I feel like if you are, that should be an agreement between the two of us, and we should both be openly aware that this is what we're doing here.
Right. Right.
I'm only here for the money, dude. And he like, okay, good, because I only want you here for the pussy. So if we have an arrangement like that, we two grown people, great. But if you're out here in your 40s and 50s, or hell, even 30s, and you're attempting to be deceptive. Like, let me pretend for this nigga that I want him so that I can get his money. I think I just don't think that's a sustainable lifestyle. I
Now,
really don't.
here's the
How
crazy part.
often?
There's a lot of coaches out here actually telling women to lead in a way that's money first, right? And and it's like you're destroying these young ladies so early. It's like why give up the most one of the most valuable things is your body. And I say one
Mm-hmm.
of them because one is your body, two is your
Mm-hmm.
mind, three is your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've found is that a lot of folks after being used physically for so long are now mentally and spiritually broken,
Oh yes.
you know. And I had to explain that to someone. So she says, y'all broke niggas XYZ. And I said, but dig this, there's a lot of broken women. I said, so y'all
Mm-hmm.
got to understand that we don't want broken women, y'all don't want broke men. And to me, a broke man is anybody that can't take care of himself. If he can't take care of
Mm-hmm.
himself, how the hell can he take? So we're not saying date him, go get him off the street corner, clean him up. We're
Right.
not saying that. But what we're saying is the average guy that's out here, okay, if he's only making 45, 50 grand a year, okay, so that makes him a bad guy? You don't even know what his plans are. This man could be working on a master plan on the side. You don't
Mm-hmm.
know, but being that you don't know or don't care to know, a good guy just may have gotten away. And the
But
craziest,
even if he isn't, even if he doesn't have a master plan and he good with the 50 G's, that doesn't make him a bad guy.
no, no, and
It
and a,
doesn't make him unfit for a
and
relationship.
a lot of relationships in which these types of folks glorify, a lot of times when you look at the Barack Obama Michelle Obama story, he worked
Mm-hmm.
for her,
Mm-hmm.
you know and guess what, their first date was an ice cream date. That
Mm-hmm.
that infamous don't go on no ice cream date. You know what
Come
I'm
on, I
saying?
really like ice cream.
Man,
You know what,
Cold
Sharon?
Stone
As
is the
long
shit.
as you ain't taking me to the motherfucking Outcast Motorcycle Club, because somebody did take me there when I was in my 20s, and they did not tell me what was going down at that place, and I was traumatized. But ain't nothing wrong with going to get some ice cream. That ice cream isn't just for kids. It's
No,
not.
no, no.
It's an opportunity for me, number one, to have ice cream, which is delicious. And number two, we can sit and talk while we eat ice cream, but people don't value conversations
No,
anymore.
no.
And I think that that's like at the crux of all these lists that are on social media. People don't want to get to know each other anymore.
No.
They place value on the material things.
Because most people, I think what these folks are doing though, they have their exit plan on their entrance, right? It's like
Already.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to get what I can get, and I'm gonna get, and I'm out of
Hmm.
here.
Like, I think I sent you this video of the lady who had been taking money out of her husband's account and putting it in a secret account of her own. And she said a comment she said was, well, just in case we get divorced, I want to be able to have something.
Wasn't it like
You
20
think
grand
about
or
the
something like that? She had put
Yeah, it
up.
was something like that. But you thinking about divorce, man? Like that you shouldn't even be thinking about that. Y'all ain't even been married that long. Why are you thinking about in case I get divorced?
Well, she
How
said
about
I gotta be straight. I don't know if you're gonna
I
put
gotta be
me out.
straight? But this is the thing though. If you feel like you gotta be straight, but my thing was with the lady, why you hustle up on your own money though?
Yep.
If you were concerned about what's gonna happen when you are divorced, how come you didn't get you a side hustle or a second job or something to fund your just in case
Yeah,
divorce?
because obviously, if you're stashing money, you're not working. He's taking care of everything. So if you got a job, you could have just been putting those checks
You could have
away.
been, yeah. If he taking care of everything, you could have just been stacking your own money. So because to me, you're stealing. because you ain't mentioned it to him at all. It was a
Right.
complete and total
You're
surprise to
being
him
deceptive. Right.
that you were being deceptive, and that in and of itself is grounds for divorce, in my opinion.
It is. I mean, it is. I mean, and and just, I guess I guess the thing, another one of those things that really got me about that was when she said, "I don't know if you're going to put me out. I don't know if you're going to put me out." It's like, damn, he's sounding shocked. Like
Hmm.
like, and it for me it sounded like he felt like we all good. What are you talking about? What is this about?
Hmm.
We
Yeah,
good.
he was surprised. He was surprised.
So
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the way we spoke about this, because we didn't get to the article, but the way it went today, we actually covered everything in this article, and the last thing you covered was balance.
Oh, okay.
So, and that was the last thing on this article was it has to be a balance. We know, like you said, capitalism is our thing. It just you need
Hmm.
money. So we're not. For me, it's not you need it all, but at least you need to be able to take care of one another. If y'all both come to the table being able to take care of yourselves and you come together with the frame of mind of doing this as a team,
Hmm.
hell, the world is ours.
Absolutely, I agree.
So, like we always do, go ahead, leave us with the last word.
So I think that if you're able to sustain a relationship with somebody and it's only and solely based on money and they don't know it, you're a sociopath. But I don't think that um, those relationships are substantial, real relationships. I think they are veneers. Um, and unless it's an agreement between the both of us, then that's no relationship that I would want to have ever. I'm picking the love. I'm
Right.
picking love over money.
I'm taking love all day. I can't do a relationship. I've had a loveless relationship. It sucked, and I can't do it again. So
Yeah.
I'm rolling with
And
you on
plus,
that one.
I don't have the time. I'm in the latter half of my life now. I want
Hmm.
to spend the rest of it on love.
There you go. So, folks out there, y'all got to pick money or love. Which is more important to you? Thank you for coming and joining me and T Ricks talk about
Yes.
money over love. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Peace.